Live. Good morning, everyone. Dar, Rama, and Furry Kitten. Well, it's afternoon in Furry Kitten's land, but that's beside the point. Ruler of Lear, you may call me lurking. Okay. Well, day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I hope it sounds like everybody partially survived at least.
Oh,
any
most
misadventures yesterday, Dar? Ramen?
No, none.
Well, okay. Apparently I have a mishap now. My boy just woke up.
Wouldn't be a stream without an issue.
Yep. So, yes, I do understand it is afternoon there. That's why I misspoke there, Furry. On the brandy and apple juice. Oh, nice.
Brandy and apple juice. Ooh.
Yeah. I had that at a Brit base. RAF Gütersloh.
Yep.
With that went to the NCO mess. And they had brandy and apple juice. Interesting. And that RAF Gütersloh was an interesting base to visit too. Their NCOs all lived in their barracks was directly above the NCO club.
Wow.
So they just
have a short way to stumble.
Very short way to stumble. And officers were forbidden. Even the wing commander was forbidden from entering the NCO club. That there was a red line. You're right. It was in Germany, so it may have been the burnt brandy.
Yeah.
But and we're talking 30 years ago, so my memory's not that great as to what it was. I just remember him saying it was brandy and apple juice. But they had a red line painted on the sidewalk. And that was as far as any officer or non-NCO could go without direct permission from the person in charge of the NCO barracks.
Wow.
Yeah, that was interesting. My major was rather ticked off that she couldn't attend the maintenance banquet because it was being held in the NCO. And they refused to waiver her. So, anyway, we're on part 3 of books that have been made into movies. Oh, wait a second here. What happened to my page? And the last book we discussed, number 81 on the list, was the All the President's Men. I think we just started to discuss it when the magic hour hit.
Yeah, we stopped discussing it. We didn't. We stopped one book before that because we figured All the President's Men would be at least an hour discussion.
Right. And let's see. So let me get that set back up there. There we go. Now, number 80 was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then we move on to 81, which is All the President's Men by Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward.
Yeah.
And This will be my one comment about the movie, because I did watch the movie. It was required reading in 1970, or required viewing in 1978, my government class.
Yeah.
Knowing how Bernstein and Woodward both have developed into such liars, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I have to really wonder how much of this book is actual factual.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
But-
how factually accurate is it really?
So, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it made for a great movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, there really was a deep throat.
Yeah, I remember they announced the name, but I don't
Yeah,
remember
I
who
forget
it was.
who they said it was.
Yeah, because enough time
Hey,
passed.
Auntie. Okay. Oh, okay. Dear, shut the door, please. Yep. Young is coming in to use our bathroom. Evidently, my sister's using the hall bathroom. So, but yeah, this was a good book. I mean, for the time, I thought it was good. Now, I haven't read it in years. And let's see here. I'm going to do a quick Bing search and see if that tells. Ooh. What?
Mark Felt was Deep Throat.
Deep Throat. Oh, you already got it?
Yeah. He's a law enforcement officer who worked in the FBI. Well, that kind of destroys his credibility right off the bat, don't it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see here. The former Bureau of Investigation is FBI Associate Director Mark Felt. Yeah. Oh, did you read on into this? When Woodstein and when Woodward and Bernstein made the claim, Felt was suffering from dementia.
Yeah.
And had previously denied being Deep Throat. So there's not even a first-hand account saying, yeah, I was.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that's over the years that has been written and portrayed in that movie, I'm not sure how much of it's actually factually accurate, because we do know there was a break-in at the Watergate Hotel. And we do know that a lot of very important people knew about it. So, but after that, there's a lot of conjecture in there.
Well, as I've said before, and I may have said this last week, if Nixon had only not covered up for G. Gordon Liddy and crew.
Yep. If he just let them take their punishment.
If he would have just let them if he would have let them go to jail as they all went, then, but evidently he felt some loyalty to at least Liddy and was trying to help cover it up for him to keep him out of trouble.
Well, not only that, but he didn't want that dark mark on his administration and all that too. So politicians,
yeah, but he could have survived it. He could have survived that.
He could have survived it a lot better if he hadn't tried to cover for him. That's for sure.
Yes, Furry. We know about Linda Lovelace being Deep Throat.
Yeah, and I thought that was a pretty funny joke he made. So
yeah. Morning, Sean.
Was Sean with us this morning? Howdy, Sean.
Yes, he just popped in.
Ahoy, matey.
But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of concerns about. I mean, did the Watergate break-in happen? Yes, everybody admits that. Did Nixon screw up? Yes. Was Nixon impeached? No.
Nope, he resigned it.
He resigned because he was informed that the Republicans would vote to impeach him. And so he resigned before that happened. So Democrats stopped lying. Nixon was never impeached. But anyway.
At that time the book came out, I read it and I was kind of like, wow, this was really bad and all this. And because I was still pretty young.
Oh yeah.
Junior high school, we were celebrating the centennial and bicentennial.
Mm-hmm.
But I read it and I was just thinking, my God, how bad. And I'd look back now and I'm like, some of those facts just don't add up that they had in the book and in the movie.
A lot of it doesn't add up.
And if you read the book, you get a lot more information than it seemed. The movie to me is pretty one-sided, whereas the book is gives a little more detail.
I haven't read the book since the 1970s.
Yeah, that's when I read it as well. But that was the thing that kind of just went and watched the movie later, and it seemed like the book was more detailed, but I still think it was kind of a dry read. But that's just me.
Well, like I said, we watched the movie as part of our American government class.
Yeah.
And then, me being me, I got the book and read it, knowing that, the lot was left out of the movie.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Well, I think we beat this
81 or 82 rather here.
Yeah, let's go to 82.
Bambi.
I never saw that movie.
I did not realize it was a book, so I have seen the movie, but have not read the book.
Well, I ate Bambi yesterday.
Yeah, yummy.
Wow.
They're good.
Yummy, yummy. I put venison sausage in my dressing. So, yummy, yummy. A lot of Bambi when it helped out yesterday. I don't know how many times I've seen the movie, but I did not know it was based on a book or a story.
Yeah, near die. But actually, if you look at it, I should have figured that out because, every Disney movie is based on some sort of book or something.
Yeah. Fairy tale something.
Yeah, because a lot of them are based on the old German fairy tales and stuff like that.
Right.
So it makes sense, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, it's a cute little movie for kids.
I'm Flower.
The Bourne Identity. This should be much higher.
Yeah.
Okay, because, I've read the books years before the movies ever came out. And it's very loosely based on the books. But they're still but yeah, they're good. My only problem with the movies is the fight scenes are just filled with jump cut after jump cut after jump cut.
Yes. That is my one criticism as well.
And it's very disorientating. But from what I understand, Linman or Lyman, however he pronounces his name,
Yeah.
he did that on purpose because fighting can be disorientating to the individuals. It's not a choreographed like you see in so many other
This is true. It is not.
movies. So I mean, it was effective, but unfortunately, everybody started copying it.
Yeah. And that's the problem too. Somebody comes up with something like really cool, puts it on the screen, then everybody starts copying it, and then everything starts to look the same again and gets boring.
Yeah. It's like that Matrix slow-mo stuff.
Yep.
That was a complete new innovation done there by the Matrix, which was amazing.
It was so cool.
How many cameras did they have in that circle around him in order to do that film shot the way they did?
Yeah, it was a ton. They were all set at different heights and levels.
Right.
And yeah, the way they figured that out and put it on film was great.
And the next thing you know, everybody's doing it, which sort of cheapened it out.
So Okie Native makes a point here. He says that it was done by Blade first. Matrix made it more popular. And yeah, Blade kind of.
Okay, I don't remember that.
The original movie Blade. So Blade's based on a comic book character who's half vampire, half human, and he's basically a day
Blade.
walker.
Okay, for some reason, okay, never mind.
But so whilst I am not going to argue with Okie Native too much, but yeah, Blade kind of started to use that technique. The Matrix just took that technique from Blade and expanded on it, made it better. And so that's where I'm going to go with that.
Okay, yeah. When you said Blade, my mind jumped to a completely wrong movie.
Oh.
So
you're not talking about Zorro, the gay Blade, are you?
No. No.
Yeah, there.
No, but and then as soon as you said half vampire, then Wesley Snipes, it all jumped back to me again.
Yeah.
My brain went to the right movie.
Okay.
So, all right, but anyway, Born Identity, good movies. Really enjoyed them. I even enjoyed the one that didn't have Matt Damon in it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, but to me, they were just popcorn movies.
I like the Born Identity movies.
Well, I mean, I did too, but they're fun to watch when you want a lot of action and no real plot.
Yeah.
Just a reason to go from fight scene to fight scene.
Well, and like Okie Native said, the Born Identity, the Bourne movies were loosely based on the books, very loosely.
Oh yeah, very loosely based on the book.
And that's true. But still, I'm going to watch it every time it comes on. So let's just.
I've got them on video, so.
Yeah, I don't collect movies on video anymore.
But.
Oh, Okie Native, which Blade was fun. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just saw a comment.
Okay, Okie, you're right. It had a plot. They just left it in the books.
Yep.
They 2000 version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, directed by Ron Howard.
My kids love that one.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say.
I like the classic better.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the cartoon, so much better.
I don't like this one at all. I have a very strong dislike for it.
I could see that. I don't have a dislike for it. I saw it the first time. I enjoyed it. But it's kind of like with me, it's that one and done. I don't care if I ever see it again.
Oh, nice job, Furry. Nice job.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. By the time this come around, first of all, Jim Carrey was played out.
Yeah.
And they threw in the love affair stories, multiple. And I mean, yeah, they had to do what they need. They had to do a bunch of stuff to extend it out to make it into a movie from a 30-page child's book to going from a 30-page child's book to a 30-minute cartoon to a 2-hour movie. But still.
Yeah, the movie was way too long. And there's a bunch of extra stuff in there that just didn't need to be there.
Right.
In the previous, special, so.
I mean, did we actually know Grinch's his backstory about how he was a kid?
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
No, especially with the original cartoon with, was that Boris Karloff that did the Grinch voice? Yeah.
Yes. Boris Karloff did the narration.
Yeah, and I mean, just listening to that, it was just, yeah, then of course, the songs and everything were just so freaking awesome.
Yep.
They did another couple years ago. It was like 3D animation. Oh, not a great movie. Also,
I missed that one.
I didn't see it.
Or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't in the movie theaters very long. I had to drag it.
Your mic seems to be breaking up there, Ramen.
I'm having internet issues.
Good morning, Becca.
It's not bad. It's just not my favorite.
This is the one your daughter grew up with. That's why she enjoys it.
Yep.
I, on the other hand, and Dar, on the other hand, we grew up with the much better one in the original. So, all right. Now, I accidentally took a peek at this next one.
Uh-oh.
All right.
That's not fair.
I Am Legend. Okay.
And another book I have not read.
Yeah, I haven't read the book yet.
All right. Based on a Robert Mathis book, which I have both read and listened to. Watched the Vincent Price version, which was amazingly good. Watched the Charlton Heston version, which was amazing.
What was the
Omega Man?
Omega Man.
Yeah, that was a good book. Good movie. I'm sorry.
And then we had this one. And this, I'm. This is a piece of crap. If you're a Will Smith fan and you never read the story and you never read the books or watched the other two movies, then yeah, I could see why you would like it. But if you're familiar with the source material and previous editions, book to movies on it, then you would absolutely, I don't see how you could really like this.
Well, in my case, I completely divorce it from everything else. So as a standalone movie, I kind of don't mind it so much. But yeah, Omega Man is like 1,000 times better movie.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the Vincent Price version?
What was the Vincent Price movie called?
It's actually on YouTube and you can watch it for free. Because that's actually how I watched it. Vincent Price movies, full length.
Because yeah, I'm a pretty huge Vincent Price fan.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Pit and the Pendulum gave me nightmares.
Oh yeah, the Pit and the Pendulum is the. I mean, if you have never seen Vincent Price, Last Man on Earth. Yeah, it's called The Last Man on Earth, full movie.
Yeah, okay. No, I have not seen that one yet.
They've got a colorized version of it and the original black and white version.
I don't know that I would want to see the colorized version.
So I watched the black and white version. So, but yeah, that's and it's that version is a lot more true to the books, to the story rather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Becca, I thank you for having good taste, for not caring for the Will Smith movie. But yeah, it's and actually, and it didn't even, and if they're trying to use the current zombie mythos for this, then even then they did a bad job. I mean, because zombies running, zombies being able to be cured and brought back into being humans, it just failed on so many different levels. It really did. So, but the only thing they got right was him being a scientist.
Yeah, so much of the time when they do reimaginings and that, they're just absolute garbage.
Yep. All right. Next one. Easy A.
What?
Did not know that was a book.
A. I never even heard of the movie.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I
I
heard
never
of it.
watched it.
Same.
A comedy
I didn't know
about
it
a
was
good
book either.
girl, a small favor, and a big rumor.
See, that doesn't even sound good.
Well, I'm not a huge Emma Stone fan either, so. Did you watch it, Ramen?
Nope. It looked like trash, so I bothered.
Okay.
Hey, you know.
That sounds like a winner to me. Babe.
Oh, I love that movie. I did not know that was a book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I knew it was a book.
I knew it was both a book and a movie. This is like Charlotte's Web, you know?
Yeah, a classic.
A classic. And actually, they did a good job with the movie. In fact, I'm surprised we didn't see Charlotte's Web on here, did we?
Nope.
And Charlotte's Web's been made
Oh,
into
wow.
movies a half a dozen times. Well,
Really?
cartoon movies. Well, cartoon movies.
I only knew about two of them. The original with Sandy Duncan, and then the live remake.
Yeah.
So
I saw the original cartoon movie with Sandy Duncan. Really enjoyed it. Loved the book.
Yeah.
Charlotte's Web was such an interesting read.
yeah, it really was. I'm sorry. Keep going, Dar.
No, you're good.
I just agreeing with you that, I mean, it was a very interesting read.
Yeah, and that's not the kind of book that I normally read either. But I think my sister had it, and so I read it just out of curiosity, and I ended up really enjoying it, which is kind of unusual for me.
Yeah, same here.
So, but yeah, I never read Babe, never saw the movie either.
Actually, I've done, yeah. All right. Finding Neverland.
Okay.
Is this about Michael Jackson?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or Peter Pan? Which one's this about?
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't that a shame? You hear Neverland and your mind can go either to Peter Pan or Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp movie, Kate Winslet. I know nothing about it.
Okay, so it is based. The movie is based on the 1998 play "The Man Who Was Peter Pan."
Oh, so it's like biographical on Barry.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, never saw it.
No. All right. Jumanji.
I really love that movie.
Okay, I didn't know that Jumanji was a book, but based on the movie, I would definitely go back and read it because I really like the movie. And I'm not talking about these weird remakes with The Rock. And
you know what? I was just going to say they're actually pretty good.
What, the sequels?
I mean, they're full movies. Yeah, I mean, well, I like the original, but the new ones are not. You read not. Read.
All right, so we're listening to the robot ramen instead of the undead ramen.
And it sounds like she's just lost her internet altogether.
Yeah, give her a second; she'll be back.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed the original Jumanji movie. I did. I liked it.
I've never watched them.
Yeah, the original with Robin Williams is great.
Yeah, I've got to agree with Sean. It's the the premise of being sucked into a board game.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're playing a board game, and you get a stampede of rhinos through your house, and that's kind of weird.
but then I fell for what was it when I was a kid? Uh, um, Planet of the Lost cartoon or Saturday morning TV show
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, Lost in Space.
Where the uh or it's sort of a rip off on Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Saturday morning show. They're on a raft and they fall
Oh,
down
Will
a giant
Hawley.
waterfalls.
Yeah. I like that movie. I like that show.
Yeah, it was cute when I was a
Lost
kid.
in Time.
So, Raging Bull, based on a book by Jake LaMotta.
Jake LaMotta.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a big time boxer back in the day.
I've never seen the movie and I've never read the book.
I have not read the book, but I have seen the movie.
I'm not a
And
boxing fan, so
yeah, see, and that's the thing. The whole movie revolves around him and his career and all that kind of stuff. And
that's why I've never watched it.
yeah, it's black. It's shot in black and white.
Well, we know Monkey never watched it then.
Yeah, Monkey's never seen it because it was done in black and white.
Would you recommend it?
No, I wouldn't. Because again, I'm not a huge boxing fan or anything, but it's more than just about boxing. It's about Jake LaMotta himself and
Okay.
all his trials and tribulations. But no, I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, Martin Scorsese is an amazing director.
He is.
I mean, his movies are absolutely amazingly, out of this world fantastic, or they're out of this world horrible.
Yeah.
So, Robert De Niro, I've always liked.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's hot or cold.
Yeah, it depends on his role.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
thank
I
God
wouldn't
Scribe
recommend it.
isn't here.
Why is that?
We would spend the next hour on this one.
Yeah, because according to Scribe, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Even having an Irish or a Scotch playing Russian.
Okay, Ramen wants to be let back in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the tone.
I've just been sitting there.
I'm sorry, Ramen.
It's cool. I'm used to it. I've been married. It's okay.
Oh, that's cold.
Oh, that's
cold.
funny.
I don't treat my wife that way.
It's
She just dunked on this room.
That was. Oh. Well, your internet sounds a lot better now.
yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Whatever,
We'll see.
man.
All right, so the only problem I have with the movie is that Sean Connery. The only problem I have with the movie is Sean Connery, because every movie that Sean Connery is in, he's a Scotsman. We all know that. He has a Scottish accent. but he's played a Spaniard, he plays a Russian, he plays all these different characters with the same Scottish accent, and nobody seems to notice. But that's my
Because
only
he's
issue.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, because he's Sean fucking Connery.
I mean, I even like Tim. I'm not a Tim Curry fan by any stretch of the imagination, and I even like Tim Curry in this movie.
Yeah.
And nor am I an Alec Baldwin fan.
I'm certainly not an Alec Baldwin fan, but yeah, he did pull this off.
So yeah, I mean, to me, this movie was entirely cast wrong, but it all worked.
Yeah.
The book itself, I had the book. If you've never read it, it's on my must-read list.
Yeah.
And the movie is a must-watch. Why is it at number 91? I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to be higher. I definitely agree.
I'd put it in top 10.
I would too.
And we all know where Scribbles would put it.
Yeah, he put it number 1 because, like he said, it's the best movie ever made.
Okay, I have just made Furry Kitten mad at me.
Oh, how'd you do that?
Tim Curry is God. Now silence heretic.
Okay, so the only 2 Tim Curry roles that I really like are Dr. Frankfurter
Yes.
and then when he played the unsub on Criminal Minds.
He was also in Annie. He was Carol Burnett's brother in that one.
I've never seen Annie.
What about the It miniseries, like the first one?
Yes,
He was
I
Pennywise.
watched it.
Yes, he was.
I like that version of Pennywise better. It was
It's much truer to the book.
Yeah. I mean, it was cheesy as fuck, but I think that's the only way I could watch it. And it left out a lot of the book, so yeah.
Right.
It did, but
And thank God it left certain parts out of it.
Oh my god, don't, yeah, I know,
there
that was fucking
there
awful.
were parts of that book that never should be made into a movie or a miniseries or anything.
Well, it never should have been in the book. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm not a big Tim Curry fan, but I'm glad you went where you went there, Ramen. Because that's where my mind went too. Okay, 92. Oh God, I was so embarrassed for this movie. I, Robot with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I was so because being an Asimov fan, I heard this movie was coming out, and I had such high hopes. I had such high hopes. And then to have them totally dashed, then stomped on, then set on fire, then pissed on, then buried underneath an outhouse with this movie. This is rated way too high.
Yeah.
I mean, this here's like number 200, 400, 500.
And there are so many books that were turned into movies that should be on this list that I haven't seen yet. And yeah, so I'm not even going to dignify this with a comment.
No. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Nope.
We had to read the first 10 chapters of this book. Thank God it was only the 10 chapters.
Not bad, huh?
But if you either love it or if you love the book, then you okay, great. But for anybody else, it's a struggle.
Yes.
And I'm sorry it wasn't a struggle felt was worthwhile my time.
Same here. And I did not see the movie on purpose.
Thank you. Same here.
But my son read the book. Absolutely huge fan. And he went to go see the movie and absolutely loved it.
Well, good.
So I don't know what to say other than that because, like I said, I tried to read the book.
How many chapters did you make it?
A couple. And I understand what it's about and everything. And the subject matter to me is interesting, but the way it was written, it's yeah, just I don't know. I just couldn't get through it.
It was a struggle, you know. I was fortunately, this is like one of the books that we only had to read parts of in my lit classes.
Yeah.
And I was lucky. I had very good lit teachers who understood that some books just would be too much of a struggle to read the entire book, but
right.
They felt you had to be exposed to the book in some degree. So, Silver Linings Playbook. Adult language, adult situations, and nudity. Never heard of it.
Okay, so never read the book, never saw the movie.
Same.
Again, this is a book that my son absolutely fell in love with. And I don't know if he's seen the movie or not, but when the movie came out, he was like, "Oh, we got to go see this. We got to go see this." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to go see it. But if you want to go see it," he goes, "Well, I can't because it's rated R." And when he was old enough to go see it, sure he might have, but he really liked the book.
Well, your son, I mean, from what you've said, your son's got pretty good taste overall.
He does. He does, and so, but he has much more varied taste in reading than I do. So,
yeah,
and I think it's part of a generational thing too.
that could be. All right, so what's next? Polar Express, starring Tom Hanks, Steven Tyler, and Josh Hutcherson.
Mm-hmm.
My kids saw it. I could not watch it. Didn't know it was a book. Really not a fan of the movie.
Never read the book, saw the movie, and I enjoyed the movie.
Never read the book. This is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Of the more recent Christmas animations, this is probably my favorite of the, say, ones that have been released in the last 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
So, it touches on all aspects, almost all aspects of the secular Christmas. So, yeah, I think it's a really good job. And I like the message that it plays. And it does it in a very entertaining fashion. I think it should be higher in the top 50 instead of the lower 50.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, and I'm just, and then I watched how they made the movie, and that the green screen and the green suits that they wore. And I was really impressed with the effort that Tom Hanks went through to put this movie together. So, yeah, this was good and should be much higher.
Yep.
Dracula. Oh, Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a classic.
Definitely is. Well worth the watch. Should be higher on the list.
Yeah. But it's not because it's been, I mean, his Dracula has been made the Dracula and everybody played off of it. In almost every movie afterwards.
Yeah, he set the formula for what Dracula was going to be.
How he was going to look.
Was Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman on this list?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, people tend to forget this one.
Yeah. Because I think I was the odd man out in saying that unpopular opinion, I enjoyed it, even though Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman's the costuming sucked.
It was only that wig that was bad.
The my favorite next to this and Nosferatu, which I put in separate classes by themselves.
Oh yeah.
Is the Frank Legello's version of Dracula, 1978, 1979, somewhere around that era.
Yep.
As these are my top 3 Dracula movies. Or vampire movies, let's put it that way. So yeah, this should be higher.
Yeah, because Bela Lugosi set the just much the same way that William Gillette set the Sherlock Holmes character for all future Sherlock Holmes.
Yep. I mean, right down to the accent and the widow's peak.
Yep.
So, yep. Anyway, Deliverance. Oh my
God.
Why is it so low?
It's a really hard movie to watch, and a lot of younger people have not seen it. I couldn't even sit through the whole thing. It was just really hard.
I've seen both the cut and uncut versions of Deliverance. The cut version is bad enough, but watch the uncut version.
No, thank you.
If you've only seen the version that was on television, you haven't seen Deliverance.
My life was miserable enough without watching other people's misery. I'm good.
Yeah. But of course, so this gave us Dueling Banjos.
Oh, that's right.
This movie gave us Dueling Banjos, which to this day, I've never understood why I call Dueling Banjos when it's a banjo and a guitar. But
because people are stupid.
That's what it's called.
It also gave us I Hear Banjos Paddle Faster, so.
Y'all got a pretty mouth, boy.
God damn it, that was just awful.
All right. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Haven't seen it or read it.
This was a case where I'm like Dar. I saw the movie, then went back and read the book. And I have to admit, they're both very good. And I am by no stretch of the imagination a Brad Pitt fan. I hear Dar in the background.
No, you don't.
Oh.
I have not read the book, not seen the movie, don't have any clue about what it's about.
This is the born old man as he becomes young man as he grows older.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to read, at least watch the movie. It's a good movie. And that's taking, and like I said, I'm not a Brad Pitt fan, Kate Blanchett. I'm not a fan of any of these people. So
Becca
it's
says
worthwhile.
that the movie bored her, and I am probably, based on what we Becca and I have talked about in the past, I'm probably going to be in Becca's camp on that and say it will probably bore me, and that's probably the reason I've never watched it.
Okay.
So
Then we'll move on to the Gangs of New York.
See, now I'm going to
That was a
embarrass
book?
myself again.
Yeah, nah.
Never read the book, tried to watch the movie, couldn't get through it.
Nada and nada. Didn't read it, didn't watch it.
Oh, it was written in 1927. There you go.
Yep. And the thing is, this subject matter about that time frame in New York and everything was does appeal to me. But again, I've never read the book, and I did try to watch the movie, couldn't do it. So that's all I got to say.
Okay.
Well, and 100. Oh no. Frankenstein at 100 with
Yeah.
Boris Karloff. Can I please go and slap a whole bunch of people that downvoted this?
Yeah, they all need slapped. I agree. Because Boris Karloff kind of set what Frankenstein was going to look like in all future movies. And, the image that we have of Frankenstein today in popular culture comes from this movie.
All right, that Becca and Dar getting
Yeah, I
and
see
Dar
that.
getting into an argument over Sherlock Holmes.
No. Book and movie was fantastic. Oh, no, it's over the Gangs of New York, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm just
Becca's,
reading the chat,
yeah, me too.
but
Oh, Becca Furley, I like Frankenstein. Yeah, well, I like Frankenstein too, and I like this particular Frankenstein with Boris Karloff.
Yep.
yeah, there's again. It is the It was the archetype Frankenstein to be followed and copied by every other
Yeah.
Frankenstein thereafter.
The Frankenstein, when you mention Frankenstein's monster to anybody, they're the image of Boris Karloff in that makeup and everything. That's what you see today. Go to Universal Studios around Halloween time, and the Frankenstein monster that's walking around Universal Studios is the Boris Karloff Frankenstein.
I mean, even Herman Munster was based on this Frankenstein.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, so it was the Gangs of New York that Beck and I are disagreeing on.
Are you busy?
Edgar Winter. Edgar Winter's Frankenstein? I'm not familiar.
What's his name?
Okay, what we got here? Edgar Winter Frankenstein. All right. Well, oh, okay. Duh, it's a music group. Rock instrumental by the Winter. Okay, the Edgar Winter Group. All right. Now I get you.
All right, so duty calls, folks. I'll be back in a few.
All right. Okay, so just for grins and giggles, let's see what's at 101. Spartacus with Kirk Douglas. I am Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Kirk Douglas.
Wow.
Okay.
Needs to be higher.
Well, not only it needs to be higher, but I can understand why it's not. Because one, it was done by Stanley Kubrick. All right, and it is Stanley Kubrick's style of movie. Two is done in 1960. So, I mean, look how young Kirk Douglas is in this role. People have not watched the movie. They're not familiar with it. So I can see why it is much lower, why it sits here. It's if you'd asked about this movie 30 years ago, it'd been much higher. Morning, Wiki. So yeah, this is a much better movie. It's got the typical acting style of the 1960s. If you've enjoyed that, so yeah, I mean it's I've seen the movie a half a dozen times, and I can understand why it sets that low. I've never read the book though. The Prestige. Oh, that should be higher than this because it's a newer movie. With Scarlett Johansson, David Bowie, and Hugh Jackman. Now, this came out the same time as The Magician did. And they sort of combated back and forth. So, I never read the book, but the movie I really liked the movie. It was good. Casino with Martin Scorsese, with Stone, De Niro, and Woods. I've got nothing. I've never watched it. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I just couldn't get into the book, so I never saw the movie. Everybody praised them, but I just couldn't get into them.
Which version are they talking about?
The original,
The original.
2005 movie.
No, I saw the BBC miniseries when I was a kid. I love that one, especially when they were introduced to the roast pig that was begging people to eat him. Oh my god, I love that. I'm sorry, Becca. I am hot as well. I can't say it, but I'm really fucking hot. So yeah.
The Odessa File was a strong movie. I really enjoyed the Odessa File. Johnny Brasco, I never watched it. All right. The movie that the book and movie I'm surprised is not on here is Serpico. It's a true life book written by the cop involved who turned in dirty cops in New York during the 1960s. And he turned in so many dirty cops, fought against the corruption in the New York Police Department to the point that when he called for backup because he was going to get shot, the cops who were assigned to back him up refused to, and he ended up with a bullet in his face.
Oh man.
And yeah, Furry, it was a book. And I kept waiting to see it show up on this list, and it didn't. But yeah, the movie was very good adaptation of the book.
That cop is still alive.
Yeah, Serpico, yeah. Secret of Nim. Peter Pan is this low? Wow. 107 on Peter Pan.
Why is this even on the fucking list?
Which one?
The Notebook.
All right. You got strong feelings about it? Talk to me. I don't know anything about it.
I really don't. I couldn't read it. I know. Shh, 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 shh. I know. If you live till next year, you'll get it. Go play. So, yeah, no, the book was just fucking sappy as hell, and the movie was sappy as fuck, and whatever, man. I know. I know. I know. Come pull the sofa over. I tried to read it, and it was so fucking pandery and cheesy. No, I am like, nope.
Yeah, I know nothing about the Notebook.
It's about a guy he's elderly. He visits his wife in the nursing home, and she's got Alzheimer's, and every day she forgets who she is. And toward the end, she remembers for a few minutes. Or I forgot how it ended, but it was fucking awful.
Oh, okay. The French Connection with Gene Hackman. God, that was such an amazing movie for its time. And yes, I did end up reading the book after I watched the movie. Yeah. Again, gritty, dirty cops fighting the crime in New York. Yeah. So
I couldn't remember the name. Gene Hackman. I was like, I know his friggin' name.
Lex Luthor and Superman.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the 2010 Tim Burton version of Alice in Wonderland.
It wasn't bad.
No, it was. Johnny Depp made it so creepy.
Hey, folks, sorry about that.
That's okay. We're at 110 with Alice in Wonderland starring Johnny Depp.
Okay, Alice in Wonderland is a weird book to read. But the Johnny Depp adaptation, I don't know. Kind
It
of
was so
have
creepy.
mixed feelings.
I could barely watch it. It was too creepy.
I
liked it.
Yeah, see, I kind of have mixed feelings about it because the way Johnny Depp played the character kind of felt more like how the book reads.
Oh.
Because if you really if you read that book, it's a little weird and disturbing.
Well, I think I mentioned before, I thought he was high when he wrote it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There was something going on with him. But the problem I have with the movie is because Johnny's character, Johnny Depp was weird, and then the other people tried to take more of a comedic stance or something in the movie.
Right.
So it just doesn't, it's kind of disjointed.
You may be right.
And, that's just my opinion, but
yeah, it's been a couple of years since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too.
The one thing I remember from my wife loved it. She thought it was amazing. She thought it was great. And I'm sitting there going, God, this guy is so creepy.
Yeah, see, like Becca was saying that Burton films are meant to be creepy because my wife had seen The Nightmare Before Christmas and said, oh, this is a really cool movie. You got to watch it. So I did sit down with her and I watched it and I was like, yeah, she's right. It's a great movie. So, yeah, Tim Burton movies are a little off kilter. Again, I think Tim Burton's a little off kilter, and that's probably why I like him.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I think this movie to me felt a little disjointed. Because the other characters in there were.
I was telling them the one movie I was surprised I hadn't seen on here was Serpico.
Yeah. Oh, the Poseidon Adventure. Wikipedia snippet was mentioning Gene Hackman was in the Poseidon Adventure. And
yes, he was.
Poseidon Adventure was a great movie.
Yep.
Highlighting the Mad Hatter was a good move, says Becca Furley, and she's right. Because Mad Hatter's kind of the linchpin that holds that whole thing together.
Yep.
All right, so Black Hawk Down. I have a lot to say about that one.
Go for it, because I didn't watch it and I've never read the book.
Yeah, okay, I did not read the book, and for me to watch the movie was extremely difficult because you know how it ends.
That's why I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
I was active duty when this happened.
Yeah, so was I. And that's probably the reason why I never read the book. But yeah, the movie was extremely difficult to watch. And yeah, it's just one of those things where you're like, you just know it's not going to end well. And the whole time you're sitting through it, you're just like, oh, Yeah. No, I'm glad it's down low on the list. And I do not recommend people go to watch it. Now, maybe
All right.
maybe in a couple years, some of the younger folks out there will need to watch it because
Actually,
they need to know what
right now, I
happens.
think younger folks need to watch this movie.
Yeah, that's probably
Right.
the case.
Okay. I think now people need to watch it as a reminder of what actually happened. Because okay, this is saying this is number 8 the patriotic movies, number 3 on brutal war movies. It got it absolutely right. And while I've never seen it, I've heard enough about it to know that it is extremely accurate.
It is.
And some people need to be reminded what certain parts of the world are like.
Yes.
Because, well, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the politics of it either, but you know what? You just changed my mind on if I would recommend the movie or not. Because you're right. People, especially younger folks, they need to know. And see, and Becca's like, like she says, she can't watch this kind of movie because she gets too emotional. And I agree with her there because I'm like that as well. But I do think younger people need to know what people do, what people in uniform do for them, and what people in uniform go through.
Yep.
So,
well, and not only that, but like I said, what people in certain parts of the world are like.
Yeah, exactly. What the rest of the world is like.
Yeah.
Because see, and that's the problem. So many people in the United States do not know what the rest of the world is like.
Exactly.
Chocolate.
So chocolate. Wasn't
Chocolate.
this the one where the certain chocolate made everybody horny?
I have no freaking idea because I did not watch the movie or read the book. So I got nothing.
I sort of stayed away from this because there's like, I don't need to see a book about somebody eating chocolate and getting horny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cape Fear. Which one is this?
Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck.
Yeah, the good one.
This is a must watch.
The good one.
Yes, the remake with was that Pacino?
You want to say that, but who did that remake? It was one of those guys.
De Niro.
Yeah.
De Niro. Okay. I went and saw that at the theater, and I did not like it as much as this one. But it was because it was so much more brutal, which they could get away with because of the time, 1960 versus, 1990s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
The whole style of making movies. But look at this leading cast here: Gregory Peck, Robert Mitchum, and Telly Savalas.
Yeah.
Okay, Paulie Bergen. You just can't get
a better cast.
A group of this is that group of actors during that time that they were at their peak.
Yeah. And
Telly
even though,
Savalas was still upcoming at that time, but he was still a very peaked actor.
well, here's the thing about Telly Savalas is most people will remember Telly Savalas as Kojak,
Yeah.
but he had so much more range than just Kojak. I mean, when Telly Savalas played a bad guy,
He
I
played a
mean,
bad guy.
it was like you believed in your heart of hearts that this guy was capable of doing everything he was saying, you know?
Yeah.
And when you look at Kelly's Heroes, right?
Yep.
Telly Savalas and all that, you're like going, yeah, this dude was pretty bad, man. You know, all those. I mean, Kelly's Heroes was another one of those great movies with a great ensemble cast that will never, ever be made again.
But you see, when I think of Telly Savalas and I think of movies, I always go back to the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
His
No, I get
role's the
that.
tank driver in Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
That because he was such a duplicitous person in that movie.
Yep.
Boy, I almost got that out.
Duplicitous.
Pretty close.
Almost got it out. You understood
Yeah,
what
it
I
came
meant.
pretty darn close. I knew exactly what you were talking
Yeah.
about.
So,
You know, and this is kind of a game of horseshoes here.
yeah. All right, let's go down here to the Sword and the Stone Disney version.
You know, for a Disney movie, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Not quite are true to the Arthurian legend, but not bad.
No. Yeah.
A nice introductory movie to
it. It was. You know, if it would get you interested in the Arthurian legend.
So, yeah. No, yeah. It's all right.
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay.
This is a case where the book is much, much better.
Where the legend is much, much better. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's a Disney, so what do you expect? You know, watered down and made into family virtues.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Okay. There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, actor man.
Yeah. And I don't know nothing about it. Never watched it, never read it.
Nope.
Same.
Don't know anything about it.
Upton Sinclair. And Upton Sinclair is a pretty solid writer.
Yeah, he is.
So Schwarzenegger's Total Recall.
Oh yeah.
Based
I love
on a
that
Stephen
movie.
King short story. Am I right?
Extremely loosely based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, kind of like Running Man, where they just took the title.
But yeah, the movie, all right, 3 parts of this movie stick out in my mind. Pulling that ball out of his nose.
Okay.
The woman with 6 boobs.
3.
Was it only 3? I thought it was 6.
It was only 3.
I'm wishing it was 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the very ending where they get blown out the tube into the Martian atmosphere.
Oh, that was
and
beautiful.
His face gets all distorted.
Okay, I knew it wasn't Stephen King. It was Philip K. Dick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We can
I couldn't
remember it
remember
for
who wrote
you
it.
wholesale.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going through a Philip K. Dick period as far as books goes right now, so I haven't gotten to this one yet.
I have a feeling I'm going to be going through a Philip K. Dick period here pretty quick.
So, but yeah, Anybody else remember anything about this movie besides them 3 scenes?
I remember most of it, but not like I could quote it or anything. But I really love the
Right.
movie.
I like the Schwarzenegger version. I did see the remake version.
So did I.
I didn't see the remake.
Yeah, totally forgettable.
Absolutely.
Totally
It's
forgettable.
just a fun movie.
Yeah, Total Recall. The Schwarzenegger version is just a fun. It's one of those movies where you kind of, it's a Sunday afternoon, not much going on. It's rainy outside. You don't really feel like doing much. You grab that cup of hot chocolate and you just kind of sit down and let it run.
I think what I loved about it is that whole, like, it does have a certain similarity to Rosemary's Baby when, oh, you're paranoid, you're so just
exactly.
relax, and yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Oh, Furry, that's really fucking accurate. Wow. Everything's on lease, all your content, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not buying games anymore. You're buying access to a service.
Right.
Yeah, you're leasing them.
We know, Wiki. That was also wonderful.
Okay, so now I'm going to have to read this book. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I'll have to track it down, and because that wasn't on the. I don't think that's in the list that I've got right now, so I'll have to track it down. Train Spotting, 1996. Help?
Has anybody seen this movie?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I have not seen this movie. I know it was great critical acclaim and all that, but nope.
And speaking of the remake of Cape Fear,
there it is.
There it is. And it does deserve to be below the original one.
Yes, it does. Yeah, see, the remake was more brutal and everything and all that, but it didn't have the same suspense factor as the original.
No, it wasn't the psychological horror. The psychological.
No, the remake just beat you over the head with. Yeah, it was just no.
Okay, well then, how about River Runs Through It?
No.
Nope.
Never read it. Did not watch it on purpose.
I avoid anything with Redford in it for the most part.
Yeah, ever since Downhill Skier, I don't think I've watched a Redford movie in a long time.
So.
I don't think I've ever seen a Redford movie.
And especially one directed by Redford.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Slumdog Millionaire.
I really hated this fucking movie so much.
Wasn't it based on true?
Yeah.
On a true story?
Yes, loosely. And this was like the most depressing fucking movie. Like through all of it till the end. And it's just, fuck it. No.
All right.
I got nothing because not only did I not read the book, but I did not see the movie.
Don't really. If you want to watch an Indian movie, I can recommend some good Indian movies. This is just, fuck it. I mean, whatever, man, fuck it. I can't talk about this.
All right. Then we won't.
All right, let's move on. Moving right along.
Blow. with Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, and Emma Roberts.
Yeah, good movie.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not even a huge Johnny Depp fan, but I like the movie Blow.
How a small town boy made $100 million with a
Selling.
cocaine cartel and lost it all.
Wow.
Interesting. So would you recommend the movie there, Dar?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would. It's a good movie. It's one of those kind of like Air America kind of movies, where you have the narration stuff going through it. And yeah, I liked the movie. I really did. Did not read the book, so can't speak to that. But
I forgot all about that movie, Air America. I watched that.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the same veins, but with drugs.
Okay.
Not that Air America didn't have to do with drugs as well. So
Right.
yeah, but it's along the same vein.
Oh, come on. This version of The Little Mermaid is down this low?
I was crazy about this movie. I haven't seen the whole thing, and I'm
It's funny because I've read The Little Mermaid, but I've
yeah.
not watched any of the movies.
There was
Go ahead.
there actually CBS used to have the show. It was a story time thing, and it was hosted by what's her name, Duvall. I forgot her fucking name, Duvall from The Shining, and they actually had their version
Shelley
of it.
Duvall.
Thank you. I can never remember her friggin' name, but as depressing as it was, I really liked it, and I was not a fan of the Disney, like what I could watch of it. It was like candy. I couldn't do it, man.
Well, like anything, I mean, Disney does, it's family sized,
Right.
but I mean, I've read the original stories out more than a few times, and I didn't have a whole lot of trouble with this 89 version of it because I thought it was rather cute. Goldfinger.
Yeah, love the movie.
Yes, this is probably my favorite Bond movie.
Wait, Gary Marshall was in this?
Yeah.
I might watch it just to see him because I love him. I know he usually does like little bit,
Right.
performances, but yeah, he was fucking awesome.
But okay, this is my favorite Bond movie. So if you don't, obviously I agree. People need to watch it.
Yeah, this needs to be much higher on the list.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Bond movie, but one of my favorites because, again, it's a Sean Connery Bond film. And Sean Connery Bond films are the best Bond films.
Yes.
Because Sean Connery is the
This
best
is
Bond.
true. Absolutely.
And I will fight anybody that says differently.
I'll just stick my finger in your eye.
Whoa.
Come get your shot.
Brutal.
Okay.
Be prepared for a throat punch. Just saying.
Why do you think the Marines are called leathernecks?
Yep.
To avoid getting that throat punch.
Pretty much.
All right. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. This is probably next to 2001, Kubrick's best movie.
Okay.
All right. Well, I believe you.
You've never seen this?
No.
Never read the book.
Oh, you've seen the scene where the cowboy's riding the bomb and
Yeah,
waving his
Slim
hat
Pickens.
around.
Yeah. Yep.
That's from this movie.
Yeah, I know it is. And everybody in the world knows about Slim Pickens riding the bomb.
Right.
I mean, it's been referenced in so much pop culture. But again, never seen the movie, never read the book.
Okay. This is the war room. We need to have peace here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like my life's not complete, but oh well.
Yeah, this should be much higher. Wait a minute, 104 on the absolute funniest movies of all times. Oh, okay. I'd love to know what the other 103 are. But okay. American Psycho with Christian Bale.
I know we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Did not read the book, tried to watch the movie, didn't like it.
So, yeah, it's a hard movie to watch. So, okay. Which one is this? Christmas Carol, 1938 Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
I
No
never
wonder
saw
I didn't
that.
recognize it. All right. Who's got their favorite Christmas Carol version?
My favorite.
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, because I was going to say, because the Bill Murray Scrooged was really good. It was funny and kind of brought it into the modern times.
Yeah.
That was really good. There's another version out there. It's called An American Carol.
That one wasn't as good.
It wasn't, but it was still funny in its own way. It made me a big Trace Atkins fan, I can tell you that.
So Luna's bringing out the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's enough. See, there's been so many different takes on this that I can't really pin down a favorite.
Well, mine's real easy. George C. Scott followed by Scrooged.
Ooh. Good point. Good point. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna say I'm kind of Scrooged and want to say the Muppets, but no.
The George C. Scott's probably the truest to the book.
Yeah.
Scrooged is the easiest to watch.
Yeah.
For a family show, then I would go with the Muppets or Mr. Magoo. And I haven't seen Mr. Magoo's in 30 years at least. But now that it all flooded back as soon as somebody mentioned it.
Yeah, as soon as Ramen mentioned it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that thing was freaking hilarious."
Yeah. So, but I mean, Christmas Carol is one of those you have to go break it down by category.
For a kid.
You can't. Oh, you don't like?
Yeah. They went there.
Yeah.
Oh, furry.
I like
furry.
Furry's
You're
attitude.
nasty.
I like that attitude. That's a sailor. See, that's a sailor in the making right there.
Yeah. Definitely an airman in the making. So, but anyway, that's why I've got to break down the Christmas Carol. You go with, true to the book. Then you got the easiest to watch. And then, okay, now let's look at what the entire family can watch and digest in a 30-minute episode.
Yeah. Well, Scrooge was good because it was funny.
Yeah.
And because for the most part, I mean, A Christmas Carol is extremely serious and
It's
all
dark.
that.
It's very
It is
dark.
very dark. Yes. And I'm trying to remember which version where he takes him to his grave and everything, and he breaks down and weeps.
That was George C. Scott.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna change my answer. George C. Scott and Scrooge are my two favorites.
For the same reason mine aren't. They're mine.
Yeah, because I'm remembering the George C. Scott one, and it was so very serious, and plus George C. Scott's such a great actor.
Oh yeah, he
And,
really is. So, and I'm going to be honest. It's been so long since I've watched the 1938 version that I don't remember a whole much about it.
Yeah, see, that's the same here because it has been so freaking long, and there's been so many adaptations, and
All right.
It's
hard to. I mean, there's even the one with Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Because it's really
pretty
kind of forgettable.
Yeah, I was going to say because it's so forgettable. Yeah. See, like I said, there's been so many adaptations that, and so many of the adaptations have got so far away from the original source material that you kind of forget about the original source.
All right. But either way, I mean, if they didn't have this pinpointed down to the 1938 version, if they just would have made this the Christmas Carol, so it'd be sort of like an all-encompassing, then I'd be very upset that it was this low. To me, it'd have to be so much higher because there have been so many fantastic versions of the movie, of the book made.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But they do have to pinpoint it to a specific movie, otherwise,
right,
defeats the purpose of the list.
Yeah.
I mean, because we could do a whole 2 hours on just the different versions of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
You could do that so easily because there's been so many.
It'd take a little research because, you'd have to research all the different versions of it and, have a lot of cliff notes right there so that you keep them all straight.
Yeah, exactly. But that gives you a testament to the original source material, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Christmas Carol plot has been applied to so many different movies that have nothing to do with the Christmas Carol.
That's true.
I mean, there's a car commercial right now for Mercedes that uses A Christmas Carol plot in the commercial.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not worth watching.
Okay.
But it is. But, what I'm saying is that, but the point still remains that this plot has been used so many times for so many different things.
Furry, you are a sick puppy. Oh my God, I can't get that out of my mind now.
Yeah, well.
Beautiful. Is that a thing, or I think that needs to be a thing if it isn't.
Oh, you've got that stuck in my brain. Him in that transvestite gear doing
Oh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I would pay to go see that.
it.
I would pay to buy that. That's fucking beautiful, man.
Oh,
You get that stupid smirk and the fishnets and all that. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't get that thought out of my mind now. Thank you, furry. I need to go get
that
some
needs
bleach.
to be done. All right.
Oh, if we could only go back in time.
All right, let's get off of that. Big Fish with Tim Burton, with Molly Cyrus.
I feel like I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Did not read the book. Did not see the movie.
For a minute, I thought it was Dead Fish, and no, this is a different movie. I haven't seen it.
Didn't know nothing about it.
Starring
2003. So
Miley
Miley Cyrus is too young to be naked in it. So I don't know who they have naked in it. 2003.
Ewan McGregor and somebody I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Big Fish, huh? I don't even know what it's about.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Father of the Bride. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see this thing.
That's the original, not the remake with Steve Martin.
Yeah. Makes me feel like I need to go out and find the 1950s movie because the Steve Martin one was funny.
Well, Spencer Tracy was quite a comedic actor when he needed to be.
Yeah, he was.
See, my mind keeps slipping to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that. Same time.
Okay.
Period.
So
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was a really good movie.
I'm having a hard time remembering this movie. I know I've seen it, but when I think Spencer Tracy, that's the one movie that pops into my mind first, usually.
Yeah, because that was a pretty iconic role.
So, okay. Well, I guess we go on.
Well, so Beck is in the same club as the rest of us. Never watched the original, but did see the one with Steve Martin.
I only watched about 15 minutes of the Steve Martin one. And that, just clips here and there. Let's see, Steve Martin movies I've actually watched. The one with Daryl Hannah, where he's got he's playing Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah.
Right. It's the updated version, fire department, fire chief type thing.
Yeah.
I watched that
really
movie.
Was not a bad movie.
No, it wasn't. They did a great job with the prosthetic nose.
They did.
Then the one where I'm in the phone book, I'm at The Jerk.
Yeah. The Jerk was funny.
And those are about the only two movies with Steve Martin in that I've actually watched.
Huh.
If you can't tell, I'm not a big comedy fan per se.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just a grumpy old guy.
I mean, I can watch a couple, 3 episodes of The Three Stooges and be good for a week.
Yeah. So you are a grumpy old guy. Yeah.
The Three Stooges will fill my comedy quota for a week.
Okay. Well, so now we got you nailed.
Okay, Ramen's back. I heard the tone that time.
Hey,
The Boy in the
So-
Striped Pajamas. I know nothing about it.
Oh, see, this is one where I didn't read the book or see the movie because I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
What's
I
it about?
know it's about the Holocaust.
Yeah, it's about the Holocaust in Germany in the concentration camps where
Oh,
I can't remember if it was a little girl or another little boy who befriended one of the boys in the concentration camp.
Yeah, it was two little boys. I haven't seen it, but because I'm not big on Holocaust movies, but
Yeah, see, same here. That's a little too. But basically, it kind of explains the dichotomy of what was going on at the time.
the irony at the end is enough that I would probably like it if it was anything but a Holocaust movie.
Yeah.
I may actually have to track this down and watch it then. Because again, it's like I said about Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to be reminded about history.
Especially Australia.
Not the memed history.
Yeah, especially Australia. You're right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. So I may have to track down this book.
So, yeah. Oh, Dr. No with Sean Connery, Ursula. We used to call her
Andress.
Yeah, we used to call her Ursula Undress.
Yes, because every movie she was in. So another Valerie Perrine.
Yes, another Valerie Perrine. Yep. Jack Lord as CIA agent. This was a good James Bond movie.
Yes, it was.
So
needs to be much higher on the list.
Yeah, it should be. Inglourious Bastards. Anybody?
Nope.
So, Inglourious Bastards, right? My son watched the movie. He goes around and quotes it all the time, brings up references, and then he actually went back and read the book. And he really, really likes it. I tried to watch the movie and I just couldn't do it.
Okay. I had no interest in watching the movie and even less interest in reading the book. So, but this next one, The Firm by John Grisham.
Yeah.
With Tom Cruise, Gene Hackman, and Gary Busey. I am not a Tom Cruise fan. I think I've made that quite clear.
Yes, you have.
All right. But this was actually a well-made, well-acted movie and stuck fairly close to the source material. So and I'm sad it's not higher on the list.
I have not read the book. I'm trying to remember if I watched the movie or not. It seems familiar.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I read a lot of John Grisham. And, this is about a very crooked lawyer firm that hired Tom Cruise straight out of law school.
Yeah.
So, and Gene Hackman was their, he was the law firm's enforcer.
Okay.
So, or was he the lead attorney? No, Wilford Brumley was the enforcer.
Ooh.
So Gene Hackman must have been the head of the law firm. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good movie, and Tom Cruise didn't overact in it. Sidney Pollack, who directed it, must have put reins on Tom Cruise. So, yeah, it's a worthwhile watch. And the book is really good.
Yeah, see, Becca was saying that the book is better than the movie, but I was just going to say, yeah, that happens 90% of the time.
So, and yeah, Becca, you're right. Of course the books, 99% of the time, books are better than movies. Oh, so I was right. Was Wilford Brimley playing the bad guy, playing the enforcer? So, but yeah. Well, let's do one more, and then we're going to have to call it here for the 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah, for the noon drop.
Yeah. And the reason why I said we'll do one more is because I saw which one it was.
Oh, okay.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Nope.
This is the Lon Chaney version.
Is it? That looks like Emily Rossum up there.
No. Lon Chaney, Norman Carrey, and Mary Philbin.
Okay.
And this, this is colorized, but the original 1925 in black and white.
Yep.
Oh, God. Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr., they were amazing, amazing actors for their time period. Lon Chaney Jr., I believe, was referred to as the man of Lon Chaney Sr. was the man of 1,000 faces.
Yep.
And they actually made a movie about his life and how he got into movies. And I remember watching that when I was young, and it just so thoroughly impressed me that I had to go back and watch all the Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr. movies I could get my hands on. So you want to watch the Phantom of the Opera without all the singing and everything else involved, of course, 1925. This is the one to pick up to watch. The use of the grayscale and shadows being shot in black and white is as good of a visual effect as it approaches Hitchcock's ability to use it in his movies. And you know how I feel about Hitchcock and his ability to use black and white shadows and the grayscale to express suspense and terror. Oh, that sounds interesting, Furry. Dennis Tchaikovsky opera. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I hadn't seen that one. So, anybody else a fan of the Phantom of the Opera prior to it becoming a stage play in about 15, 20 years ago?
No. It's one of those things I keep meaning to read and watch and never get around to it.
Okay. Oh, I'm surprised here. Best silent movies of all time, number 36.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could live with that. Depending on some of the other ones above it, I could live with that. I am a silent movie fan, so
but you don't like Buster Keaton because it's funny.
Actually, I love Buster Keaton.
But you don't like comedy because you're a grumpy old man.
I did not say I didn't like comedy.
Oh, yes, you did.
I said I'm not a huge comedy fan. I take it in bits and pieces. I can't watch comedies back to back to back like other people can. because I get bored with it so quickly because comedy in and of itself to be comedic has to be inane.
No.
There's very little intelligent comedy.
All right. I
right.
don't agree with you, but
And slapstick comedy is great. I love slapstick comedy as long as 30 minutes of it and I'm happy man. I've seen the slapstick that I need for to fill my quota for the week. That's why I like the Stooges. Larry, Curly, and Moe. Shemp
I
was
never
all
liked
right.
them.
Shemp was okay, but Curly was my favorite. But anyway, we've hit the witching hour for Dar.
Yes,
He's got to
we
get
have.
going. He got business to do. Are you doing business today, Dar?
I'm fixing to go do some Black Friday shopping today.
Ah.
And
Well, go spend yourself broke.
no, not going to do that. There's this one particular place I'm going. So,
Best Buy?
no.
Okay.
I'm going to my favorite range to do some Black Friday shopping.
We just got a new range down here near us. It's about a 45-minute drive, 45 minute to an hour drive from here, that has got virtual shooting now.
Yeah.
And they want $35 an hour for their virtual lanes and $25 an hour for their regular lanes.
It seems a bit pricey.
I'm tempted to try the virtual shooting one time. Just to do it.
Yeah, so the virtual shooting is a specific type of firearm that you rack and fire and shoots the laser.
Supposedly the way they said they got theirs set up is you don't have to re-rack every time.
Oh, that's a good possibility.
And supposedly their guns actually offer the feedback.
Yeah, they have a CO2 cartridge in them that offers you the feedback. I know which ones you're talking about.
And that's the only reason why I'm thinking it may be worth the $35 an hour.
Yeah, well, not only that, but they have to recoup the cost of those guns because they are quite expensive.
Right. But that's the only reason why I'm thinking it may be worth $35 an hour to go do it one time.
Yeah, you should. I would highly. For me, virtual shooting is good for to practice. The trigger control.
Right.
For people that have problems jerking the trigger, too much finger, not enough finger, that sort of thing. And you think about it, the $35 an hour is really not that bad because at a normal range, right, you're spending $10 to $15 an hour, but then you're also spending probably another $25, $30 in ammo.
At least.
Well, at the prices of ammo nowadays, $35 doesn't seem all that expensive to me.
Right. So like I said, I'm tempted to go down there and see what they got.
Well, I definitely would.
And Ms. Ramen, how are you going to spend the rest of Black Friday?
Sleeping. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, I've got my grandson here. The wife just took him to the park about an hour ago, so he'll be back in about an hour. And my sister's down visiting from northern tier states. So I'm going to go out and pester her for a while and see what she wants to do. Because The first 2 days she was here, I was tied up in the kitchen the whole time. So we didn't get a chance to visit until after dinner last night. By then, I was so exhausted after dinner that
Yeah.
I wasn't very good company. But all right, what do we want to do here for next week? What list of books do we want to go over?
I see what you're reading. I saw your screen.
What's on my screen?
The cookbook.
Oh,
I'm just teasing.
yeah,
I don't know.
It did pop up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just for a second.
Best cookbook ever.
No,
Okay.
we're not doing cookbooks.
No, we're not going to do cookbooks.
That actually hadn't occurred to me because I don't really read cookbooks, but yeah, we should do cookbooks.
Well, if you guys want to, I will.
I'm teasing.
No, actually, I can say that, but there are some really interesting cookbooks out there.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. Pulitzer Prize winners, best mysteries, books you were forced to read. Greatest fantasy book series. Didn't we do greatest fantasy book series?
Yeah, we
did.
did.
Okay. The very best dystopian novels.
Did we do? I don't think we did that, did we?
No, we didn't do dystopian.
Let's do dystopia.
All right.
I can get behind.
And novels set in a fictional society that is in some important way frightening.
I haven't read very many of those, but I could get into that.
Oh, I'll make a bet you've read more of them than what you thought you've read.
Yeah.
I know I've read some that will never make it on any list, so there's that.
But yeah, I'm certain that you have read some that you didn't know, that you didn't realize were dystopian. Because we've actually covered some.
Doesn't exist. Yes, we have.
So,
Yeah.
all right. And I want to thank Dar and Raman for coming out and joining me this morning. This has been
thanks
fun.
for having me.
Yes, it has been fun.
The three of us enjoy books and movies, and that's great when we get people together to talk about things you enjoy instead of things you hate.
I kind of like that too, though.
You know?
Yeah. Talking about stuff you hate sometimes can be a lot of fun.
Let's go, Brandon.
Well, yeah, but that seems about what we talk about so much of the time the rest of the week.
This is true. This is true.
So taking it the other way around and talk about things that you enjoy doing, things you love. And even if it's like, I love to hate this book because.
Well, yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. That's probably.
So we'll be back next week. I want to thank, let's see here. I know we actually had a pretty good group coming. Oh, Johnny Hellcat showed up here this morning.
Yeah.
Hey.
Morning, Johnny. Yep, you showed up just as we're getting ready to close her down. Becca and Furry Kitten. Furry, I love you, buddy, but damn, why'd you have to put that in? I still got that Tim Curry doing that in my mind. Dressed up. Yeah, I've still got that in my mind. I can't get it out of there.
God, I love that man.
Yeah,
I do too.
It was so funny listening to Monkey call him a woman the other night.
Yeah.
Was it Monkey or Jack?
Yeah, it was Monkey.
Yeah.
Well, because instead of seeing Fury Kitten, he sees Furry Kitten.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, so I get it. And then if you look at the Avatar too, it's kind of, yeah, I get it.
Oh, the Hello Kitty. I've never really paid
Yeah.
attention to it.
Yeah, it's a Hello Kitty.
So, but anyway, we'll be back next week, 9:00 in the morning, give or take a couple of minutes, either way. And everybody having a 4-day weekend, enjoy it. I have to go back to work tonight. I got 3 days off. I got a 3-day weekend. So I got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. So it gave me time to visit with my sister for a few days, even though you never try to cook and visit with somebody. Don't
Yeah.
do it. You're going to short shift something.
Yeah, something's going to get burnt.
Yeah, I got lucky. I didn't burn anything, but I come close. 4 more minutes and I'd been in trouble. So, but anyway, everybody have a good day. Enjoy what's left over from your Thanksgiving dinners if you celebrate. And let's all have fun. Go out and read a good book, watch a good movie. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye.